Hey dudes, it's me, Channel Master Jake again, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I've always really enjoyed, Indiana Jones. I mean, who doesn't love Indiana Jones, at least in some way, shape, or form? I mean, an action hero, going on mysteries and adventures worldwide, saving the girl, fighting the bad guy. I mean, everyone likes that sort of classic stuff, right? Maybe not everybody, at least not in this day and age, but I still enjoy Indiana Jones and the classic movie action serial that it presents. But I wasn't even born when the original ones were made. So when I was younger, lo and behold, they were coming out with a new Indiana Jones movie, and I was pumped. So I went to the movies with my family, got popcorn and everything, and watched it. And you know what? I really enjoyed the movie. Still to this day, I really enjoy that movie, which, as you all can guess, is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Now, why do I enjoy this movie when so many people hate it? They just hate it, like, with every fiber of their being. Well, I mean, maybe its issues aren't as glaring to me, but I do have reasons why I do like this movie. Alright, so to start with, Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. He was just a fun, kind of grumpy character. And now that he was, he was in his 50s or 60s when he did the Crystal Skull, he was even more curmudgeon-y and grumpy, which just made it even more entertaining to watch him. And I know, some people are like, I don't know, I can't see Indiana Jones being old. For me, he will always be Indiana Jones, even more so than Han Solo, and I know that'll probably freak a lot of people out. But he's just kind of the epitome of Indiana Jones and going on adventures. So even though he was older, I still bought it and I still liked seeing him again. Alright, so the next thing I have is the different action set pieces you see in the movie. Now, the Indiana Jones movies, they never had trouble with this, like the giant submarine in the first one, or the Nepal, I'm forgetting the name of it, the Himalayas, there we go. But the movies always did a good job of getting Indiana Jones a lot of different places to run around and explore. And the newer movie, Crystal Skull, it had access to modern CG, which just meant they can go even bigger with those set pieces. Now, some people might say, they look absurd and stupid, but let me ask you this. You probably still remember each and every one of those set pieces in the new one. You remember the warehouse where they were housing the Lost Ark. You remember that jungle scene where they're fencing on those giant machines that are chewing through the forest. You remember the waterfall where three times it drops. You remember all of that. You remember the giant spaceship underneath the giant ancient Mayan, or I forget the name of the civilization. Under the ancient city. You remember all of it. Because even though you might say it's more absurd and more cartoony, it still is memorable and it still sticks in your head. And whether or not you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, it still is a thing. I think it's a good thing. I like the fact that they went more all out. We're like, let's do all this cool stuff that we couldn't do. And it makes the movie better in my opinion. I like that. It's cool. The next thing that I really liked about that movie is it reintroduced Marion back into the franchise. I never really liked any of his other love interest. I mean, she was spunky, she was hard knocking, and could stand her own with anybody pretty much, especially Indy, so you kind of needed that. What did the other two have? It had that whiny Willie, and then the evil German double agent. She's by far the best out of all three of those love interests, and they bring her back, and even older, she still kicks ass. Now she has, a motherly aspect to her, which, I don't know, I think it adds an extra layer of depth to her. Now she's kind of grown and matured, but she still has that spunk, I like that. And not only that, they finally do get married, and that's really cool. I was one of the people that was like, why didn't they stay together? That kind of sucks. And they do explore that in this one. And I liked it. I really did like it. Not only that, but it also added other characters that could go on to another movie. Not just with Marion, but with Mutt. However you feel about him, they also had Mutt. And, Ox? He had a name, I just remember him as Ox. So, the old guy. Indy's friend. He helped raise him, kind of like a surrogate grandfather in a way. So it created characters that could kind of continue into another movie, which is something that Indiana Jones movies kind of had trouble with. Almost every movie would almost be new characters. There were only like a couple that I can remember that ever returned. That being Sala, and that being the guy from the museum. Dang it, I'll remember his name later. But the old kind of wimpy British guy. Those were the only two that came back. And I love Sala, but they didn't bring him back for the fourth one. Probably dead by this point, which kind of sucks. But this movie was able to make more characters that could actually continue on into another franchise, into another movie, which is something that you need. You need a good supporting cast, and if you're already connected to that supporting cast, it's all the more better for the viewer. Another thing that was great about the movie, the music. I mean, the music always kills an Indiana Jones movie. John Williams is awesome. But he brought his A game again, and I mean, there's not much to say. It's just really good. I mean, beautiful. Just so beautiful. And another thing that I should probably bring up too is, it's kind of the thing that everybody pretty much hated was the aliens in the movie. The
interdimensional beings, in point of fact.
I didn't mind them. I mean, in the other movies, we were already dealing with voodoo and God, so I was like, I don't really mind the fact that they're going to
interdimensional beings.
It's like, it's something else. It's something else mysterious that Indiana Jones can explore. I mean, heck, they were considering doing Indiana Jones in haunted houses. That's real. Look it up. That's real. So if they were considering doing a haunted house, why are aliens and
interdimensional beings
suddenly off limits and taboo? I never minded it. Especially because it was more of a mysterious driving force as opposed to anything else. And, it wasn't in the movie all that long anyway. The actual aliens, mostly it was just the crystal skull itself. So I didn't mind them. I thought they were harmless. I thought they were okay. Not the best. The Holy Grail was the best, but, it still wasn't that bad. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, what about the other stuff, like the swinging with monkeys and, oh lord, the nuking the fridge. Nuking the fridge. I guess I am in the minority of people. I didn't mind it. As a kid, I completely bought it, and watching it as an adult, I'm like, it's funny. It's actually kind of funny, but I still don't mind it. In the world of Indiana Jones, where people's faces can melt off, sure, I can buy that Indiana Jones survives a nuclear bomb in a refrigerator. I did not mind it. Matter of fact, just nuking the fridge becoming like synonymous with jumping the shark. I don't know. I find it hilarious, to be perfectly honest, when you look back on it. As a kid, I was just like, whoa, he survived it in a fridge. He's so smart. As an adult, I'm like, that he would be in so much pain if he were alive at all. And he's still pretty close to the fallout where he would probably die. But you know what? It's Indiana Jones. It's Indiana friggin' Jones. It's not meant to be taken super seriously or literally. It's meant to be a fun action adventure, and nuking the fridge does give you an awesome action adventure. So all in all, I really liked Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I mean, I liked the characters, even the really annoying ones like the Russians, I didn't mind them. Mutt, I didn't mind Mutt Williams. I mean, he was kind of annoying, but he wasn't the focus of the movie for me. It was always Indiana Jones, and he's always entertaining. He's always fun. And introducing Marion for him to bounce off of was great. Introducing Mutt as a rebellious kid for him to bounce off of was great. Even that annoying, I forget that guy's name too. The British guy who's always out for money. He was even kind of fun from time to time. I didn't have any problems with it. Did I have any problems with the aliens? I didn't have problems with the kind of over-the-top action. It made it even more memorable for me, in my opinion, because of those things. And above all, it is still infinitely better than the worst Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You can quote me on that. That is the worst one in the entire series, and I do have my reasons why. It compared to the others, it sucks. And compare Crystal Skull to that one, it's no contest. Crystal Skull just blows it out of the water. It is infinitely better. The music, the characters, the action, the settings, all of it is still Indiana Jones. It feels like Indiana Jones. It is entertaining, it is fun, it is lighthearted, and it's just a darn good time each and every time I watch it. So, no, I don't think Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a bad movie or a bad indie movie. It's not the best Indiana Jones movie. No, it's not. It might not even be the second best. It's probably just number 3 out of 4. But it's still a good movie. It's still a good Indiana Jones movie. Alright. Well, that's all I have to talk about today. And I've got to get going before my cat ruins another recording. Yeah, my cat's just sitting there yowling his head off, which is very annoying when you're trying to record audio. So, I'm Channel Master Jake, signing out for now, and I'll see you dudes later. Make sure to hug someone you love today.